What's up?
I'm chilling. I'm just working on stuff. Shit. A lot of stuff in the works. Keeping myself busy. Feeling good. You know.
Yeah, it seems like you've been releasing a ton of stuff lately.
Yeah, that's just because I make a lot of music.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm always working on music. I'm trying to chill because like I feel like I make too much, and I think it's better if like you know just like keep it simple and don't just like bomb my fans with a bunch of drops of music. But like at the same time, I'm very proud of like everything I make. So I just always try to drop everything. Like if it's not on Spotify, I like put on something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I totally feel that. But like, how often do you like work on stuff and like what like really like inspires you to be like, oh shit, like I need to record, like I gotta go to the studio?
Like I don't know. I guess whenever I hear a beat that I like, I don't know. I have a bunch of beats saved. Whenever I'm like going through them and I hear something on it, I'm like, yo, I need to work on something. Um, but I also just get inspired. Like if it's not a beat I find, I prod something and I'm like, oh, I should hit this. I don't know. I'm just always working on music.
Hell yeah. And is there like what do you look for in beats? Like when you like hear something, because I know you work with like a wide variety of producers, but I still feel like there's this sort of like Heartstop Miami sound that's like readily identifiable. Like you're really good at like curating a certain vision.
Totally, totally. Um, I don't know. I think like I have a interesting beat selection. You haven't. I haven't really showed a lot of like the unreleased stuff, but the shit that has been released, there's like a sound to it where like I work with Dorian and Departed a lot, and Azul. I've been working with a lot more behind the scenes. Like those are my three main like producer friends that I like to work with because they have crazy sample flips. Like I love working on samples, and I love sampling myself. You know, I like introducing like a trap slash plug sound to sampling that I don't see a lot. You know what I'm saying?
No, totally, totally. And I feel like Dorian is like really pioneering this like new sort of sound that's like super eclectic. Like I don't know, it's almost has this like shoegazy vibe with the samples, like the way they layer everything. It's just so hazy. And I really love your guys' like chemistry on like the albums and the shit you guys have made together. But how did you and Dorian first link up, and how did you guys first be like, oh man, like we need to make like a full album together, like we have this chemistry?
Bro. Well, we met in 2022, literally not even that long ago. We met at this party. Shout out Ty for hosting that. But it was literally just some B&B party. He already knew my dog Tropes because they worked on an album together. And it like dropped. I think it dropped like later after that party. I don't remember. Maybe it was in 2021, but like this is like the start of 2022, like January. He already knew Tropes, so it was an easy introduction. And I thought Dorian was like the coolest dude. Like I thought they were funny. They understood my humor. We got along, and we followed each other. I started hitting their beats, and then one day I think they said something about like we got to make a tape. And I'm like, yo, I'm so down. And then like I assumed that they was just joking for me to actually make a whole tape with them after them saying it. Because when I started working on it, they were like surprised and the shit was like fire to them. And like that was like kind of like half of 2022, like I would say September 2022. I started working on that already, and I finished it around June 2023. So that was fun.
Hell yeah.
I love working with Dorian. That's good, man.
Yeah,
Very
nah.
talented producer. I mean, I love like I love their sample flips a lot, especially a lot of like the emo slash shoegazy sounding ones, like because I love like those are my two favorite genres, like rap and like emo rock, like combined when they make beats like that. So I hit them shits and I just start sliding on them. Like I don't know.
Hell yeah. No, and I it makes sense that that chemistry's there because you can hear it in Dorian sampling, but I also want to ask you about like just like your style as a vocalist. I feel like is as inspired by like emo rock and stuff like that as it is by like trap or rap music. And I really love the songs where you like harmonize with yourself and do all these things that are like super unusual in hip hop. And just like what really like inspires that? How did you like come to that style?
Besides rap, I think my biggest genre that I listen to is folk. And like fucking some people find that like corny, but like I love folk. I love just like beautiful vocals. Like I think when I'm not doing rap, like I'm really singing like my ass off. So I like to combine like I don't know, because I kind of don't like when people sing on rap beats, but I feel like I do it in a way that is still kind of unique, but with still like with a rap vibe, I would say. I don't know.
No, totally.
I'm just very inspired by like how the vocals, my vocals would be like the shit that Dorian be sampling, like my vocals feel like those. They would sound how they sound on those samples. You know what I'm saying?
No, totally. Like it fits the thing that it's being sampled of.
Yeah.
Like a tribute.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But like, so you say your favorite genre is folk. Like, what folk artists are you like really into?
Well, my favorite genre is rap, I guess. But with folk, I guess like my favorite artist. I mean, I started listening to this guy Owen Evans. I just found him on Spotify. I thought he was fire. He's more of like a folk country vibe, but I listen to this folk punk band, at least their earlier works. Andrew Jackson Jihad.
Oh yeah.
AJJ now.
Classic.
They're not like underground or anything. They're pretty popular now, but like I had them since I was like 12, 11.
Yeah.
And like their vocals very unconventional, just like this guy voice cracking, playing his ass off on this guitar, talking about death and stuff. And I'm always talking about death in my music too. So
yeah,
it's a big inspiration.
Yeah, that's actually another thing that struck me about your music. You say you talk about death a lot, but I think there's something really interesting about the way you make songs, because you have these very like beautiful upbeat sort of melodies that are like super catchy, and then you listen to the lyrics and it's a lot of the times it's about like super dark stuff like suicide and anxiety and things like that, and I just feel like that's such a crazy like combo of things,
Yeah,
because on the surface your music sounds like very positive.
Yeah, I think that like I've always been a fan, and I think my homie Wikipedia Delta, they can relate to this. I love listening to sad music that's upbeat in nature. And
Yeah.
I love songs that you could listen to while happy, and it's like, damn, this is a good happy song. But it's also like I could love to listening to a sad song, or I love listening to that same song but in a sad mood, and it works as a sad song too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, totally.
Like I think Delta's new album like has a lot of that energy where every song is sad as hell. Like I'm tearing up reading the lyrics, but they're so catchy and upbeat, and they sound like the intro to a fucking teen movie.
Yeah, like you could.
Songs, I like to make songs that like for example, like Lucky's a big inspiration to me, whereas he can make a song and I can listen to it like while vibing and happy, but I can also listen to it while sad as hell. So
Yeah.
like, I just like to do shit like that. You know, give people variety in the sound. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, totally. Totally, totally. But like, how did you first get involved in music? Like, what made you like want to be like become an artist?
Bro, honestly, like, my family is full of failed musicians that like love making music, but just like never really made a promising career out of it. Especially my father, because he was a rapper and he never got far with it. So I always told myself, I'm like, I'm not gonna do music. Like that's just like a dumb idea. Everyone else couldn't do it. Like, why would I do it? And but you know, I guess the passion in there was the passion in me was there somewhere because I just started like freestyling in school with my friends at lunch, and then my friend, one of my stupid ass friends, was like, "Yo, you gotta like actually make a song." And so I went home that day. I downloaded Audacity, and I just like
Nice.
made these really bad freestyles all the time, and like would upload them like daily because I just like got into the habit of it, and it became such a like my favorite hobby, quick as hell. And then like 4 years into that, I took it serious. I listened to like a Blade song, and I'm like, yo, I want to try autotune. And I got FL, and I started going crazy.
So Drain Gang was sort of like a big like catalyst for you in your like
Yes.
current style.
I'm not gonna lie, yes. Like especially like a lot of old Blade, like I would say Working on Dying and Ice Dancer, those
Yes.
two tapes
Oh man.
inspire me hella. Lyrically, with the beats too. I love just like that trap sound. That boy Digital too. That boy crazy.
He really is. He really is. Yeah, so your father was a rapper? Like what was his like career like, and like what sort of stuff did he make? Was it sort of like local Miami sort of shit, like Miami bass, or like what
He
sort of
was like,
style?
this was back in like super early 2000s, probably damn near like late 90s. Like, he was part of this Christian rap group. And they did like just like that old school shit, rapping about God. And then he didn't fuck with it anymore, so he tried to be on his own rapper, but that shit didn't really work out. I'm not gonna really say his name because I don't want people looking into it, but like
No, totally.
he was just some local shit, nothing crazy. You
Yeah.
know, he knew how to rap though, and I think I got my love for writing and the English language from him because he Dominican, so he's like super fluent in both. So like English and Spanish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And like,
Yeah.
so was like rap music just like around your house a lot, like growing up? Like, was it just sort of like in the
Yeah,
air?
bro. Yeah, like um like like I had separated parents growing up. So when I was with my mom, she would bump a lot of just like modern hip hop at the time. Whenever as I was just growing up, she just loved new releases and everything that was coming out. You know, she was big into Wayne. She loved Kanye. Bro, she loved a whole bunch of shit. But then my dad was constantly bumping old school shit, like talking like NWA, fucking so much shit. Wu Tang. He loved he loved Fat Joe, like
Oh,
just like
nice.
random old school shit, like just
Yeah.
like anything, like So I was just hearing like a bunch, like I was hearing two sides of hip hop all the time. You know, I was hearing it evolve, and then I was hearing the old shit, like the classic shit. So I don't know, I really loved it.
And how did you feel about like the old shit? Because I feel like your music is like just about as new school as I could imagine. Like I feel like it's even like new school by the standards of something like, you know, like Drain Gang or trap music. So it's funny to me to hear that you had this like background in like classic hip hop. Like, do you still like relate to that stuff at all, or like not
Hell
really?
yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've heard, but there's a few no auto tune songs. Well, honestly, in my auto tune songs, you can kind of hear. I care a lot about lyrics. I care a lot
Yes.
about cadences. You know, I'm a big Kendrick fan. Like, you know, Kendrick fan since I was a kid. So, like, he taught me the importance of like cadences and like good lyrics. And like, I'm not saying that you need that to make a good song, but I think like a good switch of cadence when you're talking about something different to bring attention to it. You know, like stuff like that. Like, I just care about. Like, I think I'm a lyricist, Howard, because I care about a lot about like words bouncing against each other, how they sound, like what makes the flow good. Like, I don't know. In a lot of my songs with no auto, I feel like I have two up. Like, there's one I wish I was AFAB, and then there's one I can't relax.
Oh yeah.
Those aren't like some lyrical shit, but you know, there's something to it there, where I kind of have like a tribute there to like the no auto shit I listen to, and also I have a bunch of stuff like that coming out soon, so it's gonna be you're gonna be able to see it more.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I feel like even in your auto tune shit, it's cool you draw attention to that, but like you're always like switching up your flow and like doing different cadences and like doing different rhythms and styles to like fit whatever beat you're on. And I feel like you ride a lot of different types of beats. And it's cool because I feel like you have this like readily identifiable sound, but also like you're not afraid to experiment. Like you're always like trying new things. Whereas I feel like a lot of rappers right now, like in this sort of like underground SoundCloud scene, they'll have like one flow or one type of beat and just stick with it. Whereas I really appreciate how you tend to like branch out.
No, yeah, I feel like it's the worst thing an artist could do, especially if they underground, is to get comfortable. Like, I don't consider myself as experimental as I used to be. I'm not gonna lie. I have my first album, Disorient, was like a mess because I was just trying out everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanted to do a whole bunch of shit. And I think it's cool in retrospect, that album. I just can't bump it anymore out of just like that, like, you know, it's my first project. You know what I mean? But like the sounds is important. I think that people think versatility is changing your voice, which isn't true.
No.
So like, I think versatility is actually going out there, just like listening to a whole bunch of shit, trying shit out, different style of beats and different genres, if you could, even too. Yeah.
Yeah. And like what styles are like really exciting you right now? Because I feel like the underground is just full of all these different crazy regional styles, and I can hear like touches of it in your music. Like I hear you jump on like jerk beats. I hear you jump on like, you know, like more like kind of like New York drill style beats. I hear you on like plug stuff. Like what stuff has really been like hyping you up lately as far as like those sort of styles and the way they evolve goes?
I'm always gonna love drill, like New York drill, and that classic like trap sound. But lately, bruh, it's been UK garage and like grime.
No way.
I love that shit.
No fucking way. You're into grime?
Not okay. If you're gonna ask me artists, like, I'm not gonna tell you because I just been bumping it with my homie in the whip. Like, it's his playlist type shit. Like, yo, this is good. Like, I can't tell you like a bunch of shit right now, but
No.
like every time me and my homie in the whip, I tell him to play that shit because it's really good.
Yo,
You know
if
what I'm saying?
just after the interview, off the books, yeah, if you want any recs for that stuff, I'm your guy. I like literally, I am fucking obsessed with grime. You think you'd ever have like more of like a UK influence in any of your like future stuff? Would you ever flirt with that style?
For sure. I'm trying to like because before I really get into it, like a genre or like a style of music, I like to like listen to a lot of the artists that belong to it first.
Yeah.
So it's not some like, I don't know, culture like vulture shit. You know, I want to really appreciate the style and the genre and the art that comes from it before I tap in. I feel like that's the only way you can do it if you're listening to what you're making. You know what I mean?
No, totally. Like you have to have kind of a respect for the culture, a respect for where the music comes from, you know,
Yeah.
for the artist mindset, that whole thing. But
Because I've been loving it, but like as of right now, I'm like, I need to let this shit cook in my head
yes.
before I try to tap in. Because like, I really gotta like listen to what's going on here. Because like, grime is really crazy, bro. Like that shit is hard, and I love garage drums, like the UK garage drums, like the patterns.
Yeah, I also want to ask, like, what's your relation to like your local scene like to Miami? Because I feel like Florida's been really influential in this sort of broader scene for like the last 10 or 15 years or so, like with Space Ghost Perp and all that in the early 2010s. And then now you have artists like 454 coming through with this kind of like popular, like Florida sped up style. And I was wondering if any of that sort of like informs your work, or like if Miami like really inspires you, or if you're more just like, no, I just like love to dig for music online, like the local scene's not as much of like a influence on me.
I would say that it did start off with me just like being more a part of an online scene rather than a local scene, because I feel like the local scene in Miami is not interested in a lot of the shit that I'm interested in, and I guess that's like my fault of being a part of an online scene. But once I would say like 2 years ago, I started really just like going out, hanging with the locals, being a part of local things. I started going to local clubs, just really feeling the vibe of like what Miami likes, and I think that like ever since then my music got better because I knew what my people liked, if that makes sense. Like it definitely is like a far branch from what's typically played down here in Miami, but it's like if you put on K-Sop for Miami folks, they fuck with it.
Yeah.
Like you know, because at the end of the day it's like a good rap vibe, and that's all they like. You know, they just like that shit you can bump while they turn up, do some drugs. Like, I don't know. I think that Miami culture and the local scene is like interesting. It's just very hard to. It's very hard to get people's attention here because a lot of people, their heads are still stuck on like what was popping in 2018, 2019.
Totally.
Like a lot of the rap shows down here are still like these scream events, like screamo, not screamo, but like these like trap metal shows.
Yeah, like Zillakami type shit.
Yeah, like this shit is still stuck on what like X was doing.
Ugh, oh god.
And like no shade to that, but you know it's been like what 7 years.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I think they're finally starting to like, you know, get used to it, because now at the shows it's like I hear more modern takes now. Like I hear them like, I don't know, opium, like what's the word, inspirations now. Like they're finally hitting different beats, and auto-tune became a factor now down here. So it's becoming like they're slowly getting it, you know.
Yeah. But
shout out to Miami.
That's surprising to me. So it's like the classic like trap shit, like less popular in Miami. Like that's not as much of a thing.
Just from what I've seen, like most of Miami is like DJs and raves. It's not really a lot of rap anymore. And if it is rap, it's like it's either very mainstream rap or just not underground at all. like a lot of people that try rap down here end up moving like to Atlanta or New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's very hard to grab the locals' attention down here.
Yeah. That's a shame.
Yeah.
But
you know, Miami, my top stream city, so I think I'm doing something.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. And how is like so have you lived in Miami your whole life?
Yeah.
How has that like informed your work at all? And like what would you say about Miami as a city and like growing up in Miami? I know it's a big question, but like just broadly.
I think the first thing you notice about living in Miami is like how the people live. Because when I move, not when I moved, but when I like travel, like growing up, I was like, bro, I hate Miami. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people grow up just hating where they from.
Very true.
Because they feel like it's different visiting a place than living in it. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I was traveling a lot in my teenage years. I was going to California. I was going to New York. I was going to Atlanta. I was going to a lot of places up the East Coast and the West Coast, just like seeing where I'm trying to move to after, because I know in my mind I was like, Miami's not gonna be the, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be the place I live forever, and like I came to terms that like there's no place like Miami in a bittersweet way, because there's shit that you could dislike about it, but it's such a one of a kind city that like I had a hard time fitting in California, and I had a hard time fitting in Atlanta because there's no Latinos. There's no, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of Latinos. It's like the Latino culture is just different in Miami. Like, it's only similar in New York because I got Dominicans up there.
Yeah.
But like in California, whereas it's like a lot of it is majorly. Is that a word? I don't know.
It is now.
It's majorly just like, I would say like Mexican. Down here in Miami, we have so many different South American cultures and Caribbean cultures. Like it's like a mix of so many different Latinos that like I feel weird when I feel like I'm exposed when I'm in somewhere else. You know, it's like all these white people or some shit.
So like being a Caribbean, has like Caribbean music like inspired your shit at all? Like are you into like dance hall, reggaeton, any of those sort of things?
I love reggaeton. But for my music, it hasn't really inspired me, other than like sometimes I rap in Spanish. I can speak Spanish. It's just that I've been really trying to like craft my lyricism in Spanish because I don't want to fuck it up. It's harder to like try and rap in a language that you've never rapped in before. But you know, I'm getting there, and you know, I kind of try to have the same vibe that people get when they bump reggaeton with my shit, even though it's not the same vibe at all, but like the same like if you high and that shit's on, like you're moving your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of
like
immediate
energy
energy.
down here with people. Like I know what they like to hear when they fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
So you've been like really prolific lately. What are your sort of like goals for like the near future? Like where do you see yourself going, and like what do you want to accomplish?
I want to. I got these like albums that I've been working on, or not really albums. I got this EP that's coming out soon. I got a tape and I got an album. And like those 3 projects are mad important to me. And I guess like after those come out, or like while they're coming out, people realize that I have an artistry thing going on, and that I'm trying to create experiences with projects, and like I'm just trying to become like a project based artist essentially.
Yes.
I want like these next few like projects to be like cathartic experiences for people too, because it's gonna be about some real shit. So I guess that's my goals there, just to get those released, and then like after that I can rest in peace. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nice. Are you gonna be like touring at all?
Yeah, bro. I got hella shows coming up. One that's already out there is Milwaukee, June 2nd.
Oh, nice.
But you know, there's a few after that I've been planning with folks. So shit's gonna be legit. Shit's gonna be good.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you had any advice for like a young artist or somebody coming up, what would it be?
That's everyone always asks this question, and it's so rough.
Yeah.
I never know what to say.
Yeah, it's tough.
But I would say just don't focus on analytics and numbers. Like, as hard as it sounds, like, don't, bro. Because, like, every time my friends make music, and they're, like, worried about the flops and then how much plays it makes in an hour, like, that shit just ruins your passion for it. Like, straight up.
Yeah.
And it makes you focus on the wrong thing. Just, like, focus on making whatever you want to make and putting it out there and promoting it. Don't focus on what it makes. That's like no way to live. That's my advice.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, do it for the passion. Do it for the passion.
For the art. Like, don't do it for the profit or whatever. Because then it's like, are you really making music? I don't know.